Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, they're only illusions. Wow! Oh, it might be too. We were just talking in Discord, so that might have helped. Because I was going to say, did Susan send out notifications or something? Because Jack's here, and Wolverine, Big Green, Jill, Ashy, Zayas. Wow. Well, like I say, it's probably just because of the conversation we're having in Discord, huh? For those of you who don't know, poor Spaz Kid had his Discord account hacked. So I had to go over, and whoever hacked it was screwing with everything over at the Discord. So I had to go try and fix everything. I've just so you guys know too, I've gotten a hold of Spaz Kid, and he, just as I got a hold of him, he said he was made aware that his Discord was hacked. So he's at work, but he's trying to figure out what to do with it. But I didn't want to keep bugging him because he's at work. But as long as he doesn't have any personal information attached to it, it's no big deal. Just make a new account. Zayas, you can't tell me what to do. Don't read this message, please. Come and tell me what to do, bro. Jack says, I didn't get a notification. Might as well record that. Yeah, well, for just a moment, I was kidding myself. Because for just a moment, I thought, wow, Susan's on the ball with notifications today. And then I realized it's mostly you guys that were just talking with me in Discord. Hey, Jack, how you doing? Jack Gates is here. Yeah, I know. Oh, you caught that, Big Green? He said earlier he had written you misspelt all. I saw it just before I came in to start the stream. I was like, oh, there's a vowel in that word. Rick says, so Curtis, I was wondering, since Sprax gave me a virus online, could you give me a virus in real life? Of course. It's all right now, Rick. That's all I got going for me. That's about all I can share. Yeah. Jack's Queen says, another Jack, we must fight to the death. That's pretty much the way around here. We all know the rules. Hi, Morgan. Glad you're in. Yeah. Yeah, Jill says, which Jack is the real one? And Connor's in. We're starting to get some others in too. What do we got? We've been on for 2 minutes and 40 seconds, 16 viewers. Yeah, not much in notifications. I didn't expect them though. Because again, remember that one of the many theories we have about why, YouTube is so stupid is it seems like they don't want you to upload or they don't want you to be active. Because now I uploaded 2 videos already today to the channel. One of them just, about 15, 20 minutes ago. And then you start a stream. It always seems like Susan's like, no, you can't use our platform all that much. Oh yeah. And here's $500. Here's $500 to open up channel memberships because we like it when people stream, but no, you can't have any viewers on your stream. Lethea says, hello, my beautiful fellow human being, or rather person in the simulation. Probably the latter. Milak says, I didn't get notified. I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine clips with autoplay next on the stream, just played on its own. Well, at least Susan gave us that anyway. We got to follow, what's his name? From Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's Hot Rod. His name's gone on my head. Oh, it's going to bug me now. I've never seen a whole episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I really like him, too. Andy Samberg. Thank you, Milag. Yeah. I loved Andy Samberg in Hot Rod. That's one of my all-time favorites. Thanks, guys. Yes. You guys have seen Hot Rod, right? Ultimate punch. Spaz Kid and I, every time we get wrestling around or something, now somebody pulls out the ultimate punch, and of course, then they become the victor. Jack Gates says, "Let's make it wiggle." Yeah, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Poppy says, fun fact, the quickest red card ever given was 3 seconds. Wow. That's fucking up pretty quick. When the player said, fuck me, that was loud in response to horns being blown. That doesn't even seem fair to get red carded for that. That had to be like a natural reaction or something. Jill says, I got notified when I was cleaning my cat's litter box. Almost got messy. Thank goodness it's over. It was traumatic, yes. Jack says, I'm threatened by this new... Jack Queen says, I'm threatened by this new Jack. Statistics say he must be better than me. Don't feel bad, Jack. Statistics say that pretty much everybody's better than me. Oh, I got to thank you guys too. Well, I should wait and see if there's going to be more notifications going out. But I want to thank you guys who voted for me in the comedy competition thing there now. As I said, finishing first, second, third, whatever, it doesn't really have a bearing on whether or not you're going to get a spot. That's pretty much decided. But it helps with your... It helps to just get your name out there in front of everybody. But you guys pushed my video all the way up to second, which is pretty good considering I just published mine a couple days ago, and we skyrocketed past a bunch of people who've been on the site for over a month. So I appreciate you guys all going over and doing that. Dick fight to the death. There you go, Lude. There you go. Rick says I'm making a fourth Jack right now. Rick's new Jack probably has a bigger penis than old Jack. Oh. Jack Gates says, well, I could put my real name. I don't know. I'd stick with this. You're getting a lot of love, Jack Gates. Lix has shared that you have a large penis. I mean, everything's coming up Jack Gates right now. Melox says finishing on top is overrated and way too tiring. Yeah, of course. At my age, there are so many things that are way too tiring. Hey, and now how is this, you guys? I want to point something out to you. How messed up is it? It's like cranial trauma will follow me my whole life. Yesterday, we bought a gas grill. We wanted to be able to grill again. So we went and found a nice cheap gas grill over at Walmart. I'm putting it together. And at one point, I had to get down on the ground, to put in some of the accoutrement. And it has, on the one side, the gas grill has little hooks, to hold your spatulas and things like that. I wasn't paying attention where the hook was. I bashed my head against that hook so hard, and then did it again. Not only is there a little bit of a dig there, I actually hit it on that stupid hook so hard, it was swollen yesterday. It's still a little swollen right now. And it just made me laugh because it's like, I get hit in the head now, and it's like, oh, memories. Jack says, well, I do have a large penis I tuck in my shoe. Nice. Really? Poppy says, mind you, in my school, I had 3 classes with another Poppy. Our surnames both started with B, and we both had red hair. Wow. Wow. Yeah, well, you are kind of a hooker, Big Green says. Jill says, as long as y'all don't collab it with mine, Jack and Jill seem strange nowadays. Jack and Jill went up the hill, each with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. Whoa! Have you guys, I know we got a lot of, myself included, a lot of stand-up comedy fans here. Have you guys ever seen anybody burn out or flash out more quickly and entirely than Dice Clay did? Because, I mean, he was, well, of course, a lot of you guys aren't old enough to remember. He, when he first came out with his whole initial bit there that sprung him to popularity, he was everywhere. I mean, it got monstrous. He's playing stadiums. And then as any comedian does, you take a tour with certain material, then you come up with more material, you go on tour again. And everything he did, at least everything I've seen ever since that first one, was just awful. It was really weird. I've never seen anybody drop off like that. I've watched Jimmy Carr a lot. Lethius, I like him. He's funny. Nick says, yeah, look. Dylan says, what religious holiday may that be? Opening weekend of college football. And I will say this, I don't believe in jinxes. You guys know that. I don't believe in any of that. Jinxes, luck, spirits, anything. I follow college football very closely. And at the beginning of college football season, if you follow it close, if you follow the lines, the betting odds, there's always lines that don't make sense. And that's because Vegas may set the lines, but the bettors control the lines. And they will invariably base things too much on the prior year. You can't do that in college. You got to figure who's graduated, who's transferred, who's done this, who's done that, coaching changes. There's a lot more to figure. There's a lot more newness to every new season than there is in the NFL by a lot. So the only sports betting I've done over the last several years is at the beginning of college football season, because you get those freebies. You get those ones that are easy to figure. And I've done pretty well with it. And so I was hemming and hawing yesterday about playing some, just because my wife and I have had some expenses lately, and I didn't want to spend any extra money. And I'm like, geez, but if I don't play them, because there were two games I really liked yesterday. I'm like, if I don't play them and they come in, I'm going to be pissed. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I scraped together $300. I put $300 down on a 3-team parlay and cash for $2,044. I love college football. I absolutely love it. Ashley says, I'm experiencing anxiety right now since I'm struggling to come up with more questions. Don't experience anxiety, Ashley. This is where we all go to blow off some anxiety and whatever else we want to, get rid of or touch. Weston says, Curtis says, face of steel because you got hooked. Yes. Says, I wish Curtis would hook me, like with a meat hook. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my fetish. This is Firdaus Cut. I know I destroyed that. Hey, greetings from Malaysia. Been a fan since around 2016. Found you through Filthy Frank reactions. Oh, good to have you, my friend. Glad you popped in. Oh, glad you stopped by. Yeah. Oh, good old Papa Franco. Those are some really, really fun days. Solara says, I've had a bit of a drink, Curtis, and you haven't showed up in my notifications again. Not sober enough to bitch about Susan, but still pissed. I've said for years now, some of my all-time favorite comments, posts over the years here have been those that are self-described as drunken or high. We've had some great times with those. You too, William? That's also how I found this channel. He says, yeah, I think I think for a while, I don't know if it's still true, we could check. If you start typing Spaz Boys comedy into, let's see if it's still the case, into Google, it used to autofill with Filthy Frank. Oh, no, it's... What? When I do it now, it's Spaz Boys Comedy Age? Why are so many of you interested in how old I am? Spaz Boys Comedy Son. Hey, Spaz Kid getting some recognition. Where was it? Because I saw that it used to autofill. Maybe it was in the YouTube app itself. Maybe it wasn't on Google. Spaz Boys Comedy Age. So that's what people are searching about me. What do they want to know my age for? What are they going to do with me? See if I start filling it in a YouTube search. Oh, there it is. Yes, if you start typing in Spaz Boys Comedy into a search, Family Guy overtook it. Now it's Spaz Boys Comedy Family Guy number 1. Number 2 is Spaz Boys Comedy Filthy Frank. Then Naruto, ERB, Igotas, Meat Canyon, Hell of a Boss, Try Not to Laugh, South Park, Cyanide and Happiness, DBZ, American Dad, Red vs. Blue. That's cool. Spaz Boys Comedy Age. Yeah, people checking it out. And then they find, yeah, Rick says, old. And they find out how old I am, and then they're like, ooh, gross. Lewis says, what's up, Curtis Candy? I've been watching since you were watching Naruto. Those were good times. You always bring a smile when I watch your videos. Have you watched the Black Air for Energy videos on Boo or Madara or Broly? No, Black Air for Energy, I'm not sure what that is, my friend. But thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, I always have I've told you guys, always have a special place for Naruto because that was the first anime I watched start to finish, and watched properly. S Blank says, got a notification for the worst day video, not for the stream, and I have the setting on all notifications. Yeah, pal, I've told the gang before, YouTube provides the stats for us. We have 60,000 people signed up for notifications at this channel. Never, ever do I post or do anything here where that gets sent out to 60,000 people. Alex says, Naruto at number 1 for me. Ironic since I hate Naruto. Is it? Naruto comes up first? Isn't that weird how it comes up different for different people? I wonder why. Favorite hole? Jack says. And Jill says, I still remembered when I was searching for EeveeBot videos. I found yours most fascinating, so that's where I learned about your channel. Oh, that's cool, Jill. I didn't know that. That was fun. It's too bad that people just... I mean, I know things go through waves in entertainment. It'll always be the way. But people just kind of lost interest largely in the chatbot videos. Those used to be a lot of fun. Who says Spaz Kid became the Nigerian prince scammer? And Uchimake says, hi, I'm Brazilian. I found your channel with your Go Test reaction videos. A lot of people have said that. Well, that came up on the list. A lot of people have said that too. Too bad I can't post them anymore. Because 83 and 84 were awesome. And they just kept blocking them. No matter how I edited them, they just kept blocking them. So I just had to post them at the Patreon. Hey, Glenn, good to see you again, pal. Rare time I get to catch a stream. Yeah, it's good to see you in here. No, Andrew. Andrew says, have you seen the latest episodes of SEO Abridged? They're hilarious. It's hard for me to get motivated to even try with the Abridged because it's just what I was talking about. Used to be, it was getting to where they would always file copyright strikes against you. And then you could get them overturned, but it was a pain in the ass because for a couple weeks you had a strike on your channel while you were getting it overturned. And now that YouTube has given them that bullshit out of just allowing them to block stuff, it's like, it's hard to even get interested in doing, excuse me, guys, abridged reactions when you know they're just going to get blocked anyway. Hey, Willie. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, Willie, I'm glad you're here. I decided to, because at the end of the video, I hadn't decided yet, but I think going forward with playing Honey Pop, I'm going to put it on easy. Just because Willie sponsors Honey Pop gameplays for us over at the Goosh at our Patreon. And you're sponsoring it. You're paying the sponsor that. And having me struggle that much isn't fair to you. Let's try and get through it. So last time, before I ended the stream, but then I went into the game and set it to easy. And hopefully that setting will stay. Either that or I'll remember this month when we play again. Because that's not, I got to think about it. That's not fair to Willie. Let's put it on the easier level so I can get moving through this. William says, did you ever end up watching the Dick Figures movie? I don't think I did, William. And again, with stuff like that, it's never because I don't want to. It's just a time thing. But I don't think I did. Yeah. Crone says, of course he's getting recognition. The notorious hacker Spaz Kid sending everyone malware, asking for bank details and whatnot. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. I just hope I haven't got to talk to him in detail because I didn't want to keep texting him while he's at work. But I'm hoping, I don't think he had any important information in that account. I don't think. Yeah, there is a setting for it. I found it, Willie. I did find it. That's what I'm saying. So I did set it after I got done recording, I went in and I set it to easy. So hopefully it'll remember that for next time because I never trust my memory to remember to do it. Poppy says, I started having seizures in November of 2015. I discovered this channel late October. I'm sorry, Poppy. Oh, shit. Poppy, I hate to suggest this because it's gonna hurt me financially, but there's a lawsuit in there for you, I'm sure. Wasn't there was years ago, I can't think of her name, Mary Hart. There was a woman named Mary Hart. She used to do one of the entertainment shows on TV, Entertainment Tonight, or one of those. And her voice was actually giving some dude seizures, legit. I remember. I mean, it made the news and everything. Can you imagine? That's when you know you got an accommodating voice. Philip says, pretty sure my first video of yours were the Helsing Ultimate Abridged reactions. That was fun. Actually, recently went back and binged them. How far we've come. Yeah, indeed. Those were fun. No Whacking did such a good job on my girl Sarah's voice. Excuse me. That was fun. Lute says, hopefully he didn't have Nitro connected to it, or if he did, his bank details weren't saved. Apparently one server member got his bank account depleted because of the hack. Oh, shit. I don't think he did, Lute. Like I say, I'll talk to him in more detail later, but I don't think he did. He never mentioned it to me. Get out of here, really, Chrome? That's kind of cool, actually. I mean, not cool for the people it happens to. Chrome says, hi, found out there's some pop song out there that destroys old computers by vibrating at the same frequency. No shit. I would know that stuff. He's geeked right out into all the tech. That's bizarre. That's really weird. Glenn says, my Dolphins look strong as fuck this year. 12-5 record. I agree with you. It's all on Tua, Glenn. If he's even in the category of very good quarterback, he doesn't have to be elite. He doesn't have to be, MVP candidate. If he's just very good, they're gonna be tough. They are fucking loaded on offense. We'll find out when they play the Bills, because the Bills are my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. So we'll find out when they play them. With the quotes, why don't you try sticking it in me again? I might like it this time. Wolverine says, I started coming around here around the written portion of the tune-in exams. More good time. The tune-in exams. God damn. Josh says, hey, Curtis, I voted for you. I hope you get far. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I voted for you while eating a double cheeseburger. That's even better yet. Yes, I do think that last part was very important to include. I agree. Except if it were me, I got to take that goddamn cheese off it. But eating a burger. Let's put it that way. To be honest, that's not even, I was really bad about that when I was doing stand-up about not having, because I had enough of a reputation I could get booked without having video. So I never really recorded a lot. So now that I want to bring some of that back, I don't have much to choose from. And the way I presented that bit that night is not even one of my favorite bits. I felt that it was a little rushed. It was new material to me at the time, and I wasn't completely smooth with it, but that was the best bit I had that didn't contain vulgarities, and that was decent and usable video, so I posted that one. So we'll see where it goes. Krusty says, Susan's antics back at it again. Just got notified. Sorry, guys. Oh, no problem, Krusty. We know how that goes. Chrome says, take a Switch away from him as punishment, and I'll sponsor a second G100 a month. We can start a Xenoblade playthrough or maybe Metroid Dread. The Mario guy will probably pop in and complain. Remember that? That was so bizarre that day, that guy. For those who don't know what Chrome's talking about, one day I was doing a remote live stream. I was out back when I was still in New York at this local shrine that's just in a beautiful location. So I just took the gang there to walk around. We had this weirdo come in one day and asked me if I was going to be playing one of the Mario games, or said, when are you going to be playing it on the channel? Never. Same way I'm never going to be playing it off the channel. And I mean, Mario's okay, but other than Mario Kart, I've never really been into any of their games. And he was adamant that it was all a lie, and I'm one of the biggest Mario fans on the planet. It was just strange. I mean, there's a lot of weirdos out there. I mean, there's a weirdo right here. There's a lot of weirdos out there too. Did you? Wolverine says, got a weak ban from Among Us for my name, bitches. Well, that's what Spaz Kid, 9-year-old Spaz Kid got banned from Club Penguin for, was bitch. Yeah, S Blank says, a real fan checks the Spaz Boys comedy channel every other minute to find out if there's a stream or not. That's the only way you're always going to find them, because Susan says no. Oh, cool. Okay, Willie. Willie says, also, I'll have the uncensored patch for you this month. Oh, I like uncensored. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, Josh. Oh, there's a terrible pun. So this guy had a Samoan friend, and after they hung out the first time, the guy said that they should hang out some more. Oh, Crosis found it. A Janet Jackson music video, Rhythm Nation. I remember Rhythm Nation. That sounds at a certain resonance that crashes certain old 5400 RPM hard drives. That's freaking bizarre. So Janet Jackson not only has wardrobe malfunctions, she has hard drive malfunctions too. Wait, he's got a lot of issues. Chrome says maybe he heard you're a wrestler and mixed you up with Louis Vincent Albano. He played Mario in the old TV series. Whenever I hear Lou Albano's name, it always makes me think back. I probably told you guys the story. But I worked on shows with Lou in the past, where he was signing and stuff. Good guy. Crazy. Good guy, though. So one day we're in a Crossgates Mall. It's just outside Albany, New York. And my wife was in one of the stores. It's a pretty big mall. Was in one of the stores. So I'm just standing outside the store. Wasn't anything I was interested in. Just people watching. And all of a sudden I can see him coming off in the distance. Here comes crazy freaking Lou with that waddle walk. He's got like hustling as fast as he can down the hallway. He's cruising through, and he got up even with me. I reached out and I smacked him. He turned and goes, I said, Lou, where the hell are you going? He goes, I got to get to Dick's, brother. Where the hell is Dick's? He goes all crazy. I said, keep going. It's right down there. All right, I can't talk to you. I got to go to Dick's. He goes, and he scurried on off, and him and the Wild Samoans were signing autographs at Dick's, and he was late. But it was last I got to talk to him. He passed away not too long after that. But it always stuck in my mind. Just a funny guy. Oh, I'm glad you popped in, Jonah Bob. Glad you came in. Related to JFK says, do you do YouTube full time? Well, I do online video full time. What supports me, supports my family is we make some money at YouTube, but what supports us is the Goosh, our Patreon. So I do online video full time, but a big hunk of it is video I post over at the Goosh. Jill says, Curtis, of all the video games you played, which has the best soundtrack? Oh, I don't know. I'd really have to think about that. I don't know off the top of my head, Joe. I couldn't even take me to the Dicks, Jack says. Couldn't even give you a good guess. Yeah, I got to get the Dicks. It was so funny. Big Green. He was a good guy. I liked Lou. I liked him a lot. FX guy. My favorite sex position is the JFK. I splatter all over her while she screams in the back seat. That's pretty fucked up right there. Ashley says, how do I hypnotize myself into having better dreams? My dreams continue to be anger-inducing or depressing. The best way to attempt that, and it's something I'd have to sit down and explain in more detail, but if you go to sleep via self-hypnosis, you use self-hypnosis techniques to help yourself fall asleep. As you're using those techniques, if you're able to put yourself in nice, comfortable situations in your mind, that can a lot of times get your subconscious moving that direction while you sleep. Oh, I missed this one, Chrome. Uh, she says, "Did you see Biden's Third Reich moment last night? He's basically accidentally admitted to forgetting what he said last night." Oh, hold on, let me take a quick peek at that. I didn't see this one yet. I haven't seen a lot of news or what's going on. Oh, it's just a picture. I thought it was. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah. I've told you guys, I honestly, it's something I take no pleasure in, but I think the guy is just, I think his mind's gone, or on its way out at the very least. And again, whether I agree with him or not politically, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, and I certainly don't want whoever is president of the United States to be cognitively challenged, but he is. Let's see. Visual FX guy says, "Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll?" Ken came in another box. Crone says, "Oh, that's just a picture. What he did was basically declare war on Trump supporters. Then this morning he kind of completely forgets that." That's one of the things. Now this, again, I've followed politics my whole adult life, and he's been in politics my whole adult life. Joe Biden has always wanted to fancy himself as a tough guy. Always has. I mean, that's how he's done a lot of this stupidity, the faux pas, the gaffes he's made over the years have to do with him trying to show the world that he's a tough guy. And I think now, as it seems that he's losing it, he can control that even less. So now in his mind, this is my opinion. He's thinking, oh, if I want to help us at midterms, I'll come out as being strong against those on the far right, because again, people get into their bubble, they get into their echo chamber, and it's like, well, that's what Americans are going to want to hear. Well, of course, you're just making enemies of the people that are on the far right, and anybody that isn't on the left isn't interested in hearing that anyway. Nobody that's in the middle is like, oh, yeah, I'm going to vote for you because you called out the bad guys on the far right, because we're all aware there are bad guys on the far left, too. So, but I just think he gets that, oh, I'm a tough guy now. Watch, I'm going to call out the enemy, and everybody's going to be impressed by what a badass I am. But he's always had that. Always had that. I saw that. Related to JFK says Gorbachev passed away recently. I saw that. I didn't see how old he was. Did you? I'm just curious. Because he was in control many, many years ago. I was wondering how old he was. Really, Chrome? She says, oh, also CNN tried screwing with the colors of the video to make it seem less red. Ashley says, what do you think of Larry King? I was never a huge fan. I got nothing against him personally. I just, he was the ultimate interviewer for so many years, and I never really found his interviews all that interesting. I didn't think he was very good at it, to be honest with you. I thought guys like Johnny Carson were much better interviewers than Larry King. Krusty says, oh, he literally called all Trump supporters extremists and everyone that voted for him a threat to democracy. Gotta love the way these people keep using this phrase. Yeah, you're exactly right, Krusty. That is an in phrase right now. Fascist is in. Everything, I don't like is fascist. Everybody's a threat to democracy if they don't believe the same things I do. Yeah, that's the thing right now. Let's see. Willie says, I'm a Trump supporter, but am not at all far right. Yeah, well, I don't know if it counts as Trump supporter because you guys know I think he's a douche, but I voted for him twice. And if it's him and Biden, I'll vote for him again. So I don't know if that counts as supporter or not, but I'm hardly far right. Oh, FX guy, this one's terrible. What does Kamala Harris say when the president walks out of the room? Biden. Jill says, take a guess, Curtis. What is one thing other countries don't understand about America? I don't know if it's don't understand because of the way the media portrays things. I think around the world, a lot of people have this vision of everybody's getting shot on the streets every day in America. That's just simply not true. Do we have more gun-related issues than other countries in the world? Most other countries in the world, yes. Is it all that? Is it as bad as they would make it feel? No. The other big misconception is that none of us here have health care. I mean, people around the world I've talked to people, again, doing this, believe that we just have nothing for health care here. And not only is that nothing could be further from the truth, statistics show that there's about 100 million people that love their health care in America. I'm one of them. I mean, for me, I don't pay anything in premiums. My co-pays are extremely low. I get to go to any doctor I want to go to. There's nothing to complain about. So like I say, I think those are the two biggest misconceptions. Chrome says they turned it from pure red to magenta. Oh, he also brought up drones striking them. Jesus Christ. Hey, there's our magenta word again, Chrome. That's it is. It's kind of scary because I do think he is definitely in decline. Ashley says, how did you get so open-minded about politics? Most of the people I know get super angry when you don't agree with their political beliefs. I don't know if I'm any super open-minded, Ashley. It's just a case of I just have honest core beliefs that tend to swing either way depending on what it is. But I've said the reason I am leaning right now, I can summarize it with one issue. The one thing I have no faith in is our government handling any major project and handling it efficiently because they've never, ever proven the ability to do that. So I am dead set against any situation where we give more of our money to the government so they can figure out how to disperse it back to us, because that will always be doomed to fail. In our current system, there's just too many scumbags involved in the system. And by that, I mean the politicians. The money will never make a fluid exchange into the government, set up properly and fairly, and back to the people. There's going to be tons of hands in that till, people taken from it left and right, people corrupting the system. I'd rather you let us keep our money. Government should be there just to keep the playing field fair in the private sector and let us make our own decisions with our money. Alex says, but I need to make fun of Americans. Oh, there's plenty to make fun of us for. I would never deny that. It's just, it's not as extreme. Certain things aren't as extreme here as the rest of the world. And it's not their fault. I mean, that's what they're presented with by media outlets who really, really, really want clicks. Jill says, for me, I think it's the train service, right? I'm not sure what you mean, Jill, by train service. We don't rely as heavily. I'm not sure what you mean on trains. There's a lot of other, well, of course, our country's bigger than a lot bigger than a lot of the countries who are very much about their train services. We've had a train service, Amtrak, here for decades, but it's not heavily used. Philip Sander Chrome says he seems to be stuck on that point. He's been saying that a lot. Either he's talking about needing an F-16 or ARs do nothing against tanks. And that's what a lot of people don't understand with all this talk about Civil War and everything. And you see it all the time, and it makes me laugh because it's so simple-minded. People say, well, we'll see how that goes when you got your AR up against a drone or up against a tank. If there was a civil war, there's going to be a civil war within the military itself. The only people who say things like that have absolutely zero respect for service members, thinking that they're nothing but bots. They're going to take a side just like everybody else is. And it's very likely that whichever side wins the tilt within the military would win the entire thing. But they just, the military will just come in and drone strike you. No, they won't. There will be serious issues within the military about who's for this side and who's for that side. And as near as you can tell, it seems like military brass tend to lean left, but the rank and file tend to lean right. And in that situation, I would put my money on the rank and file. That one I've heard, FX guy. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lickalotopus. Chrome says, oh, also here's his contradiction this morning. What he said last night in the next tweet. No one thought about lighting for his speech. Okay, hold on. Let me check that out, guys. Oh, hold on. Let me listen to it. I haven't been keeping up on this today, so I want to see what he's...
Mr. President, do you consider all Trump supporters to be a threat to the country?
No, everyone.
Come on, look, guys. You keep trying to make that case. I don't consider.
What guys what?
You think anyone who calls for the use of violence fails to condemn violence when it's used, refuse to acknowledge.
Who's he talking to?
One insists upon changing the way in which the rules do count votes. That is a threat to democracy. Democracy. Everything we stand for, rests.
He's gone. He looks like if you were going to create a sitcom character of a doddering old man. That's what he looks like now. Glitch says, personally, I think every one of these politicians are just narcissistic asshats. I would not disagree with you. They treat us like data points on their path to re-election rather than actual people. I couldn't agree with that statement more. Yes, both sides. I could not agree with you more. Philip says, oh, talking to Chrome, and the scary part is nobody's taking him aside and saying, hey, Joe, that's not helping. Right. They seem to wholeheartedly agree with the sentiment. I think that's a lot of the problem. Your last sentence there, Philip. You have a lot of extremists around him. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a big part of the problem. Yeah, AG Doom says I couldn't even understand what he was saying. And again, whether people believe it or not, I'm not trying to pile on the guy. I don't take any pleasure in the president of my country seeming to be in cognitive decline. That doesn't please me. But it just is what it is. Willie says, also, yes, we use the metric system. It isn't the most popular form of measurement here, but we do use it on occasion. Jimmy Carter was one of the worst presidents in my lifetime as far as ineffectiveness, but I'll give him that. He did try to switch us over to the metric system. People were like, nah, I ain't learning something new. Because come on, I'll be first to admit that. The metric system makes more sense. Having a system of measurement based on zeros just makes more sense if you think about it. It makes everything easier. But we're too stuck in our ways. He did try it back in the 70s. Carter tried to do it. Yes, related to JFK says he's a puppet to the Democrats. Yeah, it's scary what goes on. I mean, in politics now, there are so many extremists from both sides in there. There are so many people that certainly don't seem like they have the acumen, the mental acumen to be in those positions. I don't know. I have no idea, FX guy. Says, how the hell is Jimmy Carter still alive? I don't know. I don't know. Him and the Queen of England, they should ride off together in the sunset because neither one of them are ever going to die. Jack says, funnily enough, I'm distantly related to JFK. That's kind of cool. A little weird and somehow taints his legacy. But yeah, on the Irish side. It depends on your political perspective, Jack. Maybe he tainted your legacy. Wiseman says you have some huge bazonkas in your stream cover photo. Yes, our friend Chrome is in here. She made that for me. As a connoisseur, I can appreciate some good boobs, even though it's from an old man. Much love from Romania. I love your humor. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, Chrome made that for me. I love it. I love our cover art. Josh says, so Curtis, I know this is unpopular, but I like Boruto. That's okay. Everybody's entitled to like what they want to like. It's not as good as the OG Naruto and Shippuden, but I think it's pretty good. Whenever you do another video clip stream, I got a soundtrack for you. Oh, cool. No, I'm one of the... Well, no, a lot of us here are. I was going to say, I'm kind of an exception in the anime community in that I love the stories. I love having my take on the stories, but or the characters, I don't feel a need to try and sway other people into my way of thinking about them like so many of the hardcore nerds do. I think it's actually more interesting when people have a different take on things than do I. And that includes the individual series. Boruto wouldn't still be going at this point if there weren't a significant number of people like you who do enjoy it. I just have no interest in it because I loved Naruto and Shippuden and was very satisfied with the way it ended. And then when I've heard from so many people whose opinions I've really come to know and trust saying that, no, it's just not good. I just don't, there's too many other things I want to see. Put it this way, which will never happen, if I was all caught up on all the anime I want to see, I would watch Boruto and give it a try. But there's too many other things that have been mentioned to me that I'd rather see. Chrome says, I do need to update that banner eventually. It's been a while since I made that one, hasn't it? Anyone remember how long ago it was? Well, this isn't just a memory thing for me. It's a chronology thing. I'm no good, and this maybe because I've got so many years behind me, of remembering exactly where in time things fell. I want to say, what is it, Chrome? You think 2 years more? Lex says, I'm sure Boruto is a perfectly fine thing. My favorite character is the snail boy. I did, Joe. She says, have you heard about the Moderna's bivalent vaccine that was just approved by Health Canada? Turns out there's some super rare side effects. Still like 8,000 cases in our territory. Oh, I didn't hear about side effects. I heard about the vaccine. I thought you were talking about the new one, the updated one they have that supposedly goes after the newer strains. Now, you guys know I was fully vaxxed and everything. I'm not getting any more. I don't see a reason for it. With the ways we have for dealing with COVID, if you do get it, I'm not going to get them. Oh, that's not even fair, Willie. Fuck, Mary, kill Saris, Akano, and Nico Robin, because I'm not going to want to kill any of them. Oh man, that's too brutal. Saris is my number one waifu, so we'll go with fuck Saris, because that seems like it'd be fun. Plus, if you married her, eventually she's gonna kill you, so give her more time. I'd have to say marry Nico Robin. I just love her whole attitude, demeanor, everything about her, and only kill Akano because I'm hoping she lives in a universe with the type of situation where maybe we could get her back. Well, thanks, wise man. I appreciate that. Mortem says, just got back from helping my grandma. Well, that's cool. Jill says, during COVID, I became autoimmune because of my second Pfizer shot. I cannot even eat normal anymore because I get fever every time I eat. I've been hearing more and more people telling me about issues they had. I mean, I was fortunate. My wife and I didn't get any ill effects from ours, but Glitch says, imagine Joe Biden taking amphetamine. So it's just, again, it's sad. It's honestly, genuinely sad to watch him trying to speak now. John says, what's a popular movie you never liked, Curtis? You won't find a lot with me, John, just because I'm very easy to please. I always go into something, I've told the gang this before. Anything I go into, I'm looking for reasons to like it. There's a huge list of movies that I haven't seen that I want to see, but not really any popular. The movies that I've walked out on or hated were generally not popular ones. The only one I can think of would be going way back. The original Star Trek movie, I thought was one of the dumbest fucking things I ever saw. I walked out of the theater on it. And that was as a teenager when you don't have much money, and I paid to get in, and that's like, nope. They went, I still remember, they got to the scene where they're showing the Starship Enterprise. It's early on. They had camera shots of it for what seemed like a day and a half, just going around the ship, top of the ship, bottom of the ship. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And I walked out. So that would probably be the most popular one I ever hated. JFK says Joe Biden kicked my dog. Big Green says, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I watched Dragon Ball Superhero. I loved it. Had some fun, wholesome, silly moments like OGDV and some badass DBZ-like fights. I haven't heard anything bad about it yet, Big Green. Everybody I know that's seen it has had glowing reviews on it. Wise Man says, you remind me of Nappa. If Nappa reached 60, yeah. Fuck. Somebody stood in his way of making their Vegeta. Oh, it isn't liked? Okay. Chrome says, no, the first Star Trek movie isn't liked by Star Trek fans. It's a slow, boring sort of remake of one of the episodes. Sucks. Give Star Trek 2 a try. It's far better. I've been told that. What I meant, though, was it made decent amount of money back in its day. But that's what I meant by popular. But yeah, I hated that. Hated that movie. And I had heard that, Chrome, that subsequent ones got much better. But I never went back after that. I was never a big Star Trek nerd anyway. It was just, I'd watch Star Trek here and there as a kid. So when the movie came out, like everybody else at the time, I was like, yeah, this is cool. Jeez. Visual FX guy says, my doctor recently told me that I needed to stop masturbating. Apparently you aren't allowed to do that in the hospital. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that one. That's good. Geez, really, Willie? I have to get vaccinated again or else I get kicked out of college. I thought most places were dropping those mandates. Jesus Christ. Glitch says, please deposit 5 coins. All right, guys, I got to go. I still got a little bit more editing to do today. And now tomorrow is, I alluded to that in the comments or in the title. Guys, I do this every day. If I'm not on vacation, if we're not in Disney or something, every day I have a same basic routine. 7 days a week, I'm up at 5:30. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you guys my schedule. And I start making videos. And it takes, depending on what I have to do, takes anywhere from 5-6 hours to 12-14 hours. I have actually been able this week to put enough stuff ahead that tomorrow, being my Holy Grail day, no, the good Holy Grail, not the one from Unlimited Blade Works, I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to make a couple of G100 vids, and then I've got the rest of the day to just sit back, watch college football pregames and college football games all goddamn day. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. I'm so excited. I just get so into that. Of course, and the day ends with my Notre Dame against Ohio State, which could end up with me being in a really bad mood at the end of the day. But I'm so looking forward to tomorrow, and I so look forward to these Free-for-All Fridays every week. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for making these so much fun. But so there won't be a stream tomorrow. I will be otherwise involved. The only thing I might make is a video tomorrow if I do die or have a serious heart attack watching the game. I'll post that so you guys can see, and say your goodbyes or that, fuck you, whatever you want to do. But thank you guys for the Free for All Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. And this is special Free for All Friday college football, my day of religion. Oh, sticky stuff. College football religious sticky stuff. Not sure what that's comprised of, but you guys are about to find out. Pampu, pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you back there, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, it's a religion to everybody. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.